Heaven was still singing. The bells were still ringing loudly from Easter. But that Sunday, that second Sunday, something else was going to happen. Jesus had already conquered death, yes, but there were still hearts filled with fear, doubts, wounds that wouldn't heal. Then, as if heaven were saying, "Wait, I'm not done yet," Jesus opens his heart wide and gives us the most tender day of the year. Mercy Sunday isn't a bonus. It's the final embrace of Easter. It's the day Jesus comes to whisper in your ear, "I did it all for you." The risen Jesus, who comes with peace and forgiveness. Imagine a house with its doors closed. Everything is dark inside. There is silence and fear. That's how Jesus' friends felt. They didn't know what to do. They thought, what if they come for us? No one spoke. Until Jesus appears in their midst. No one expected it. And he doesn't shout at them, doesn't ask for explanations. He simply says, "Peace be with you." His voice was like a caress. He showed them his hands, his side, the traces of his love. One of them, Thomas, wasn't there. And when they told him, he said, "I don't believe it. I must touch him myself." Do you know what Jesus did? He didn't get angry. He went to find him, too. Because even the deepest doubt deserves an encounter filled with love. A little nun who listened to Jesus in her heart. Much later, when he no longer walked the streets, Jesus wanted to speak again to the heart of someone very special. Her name was Faustina. She was a simple young woman, almost invisible to the world. But for Jesus, she was his confidant. When she prayed silently, Jesus spoke to her. He said things that changed her soul. He spoke to her from his heart, from his desire for the world to know how much he loved her. Faustina didn't shout it out. She wrote it down, quietly, in a secret little notebook. That notebook became a treasure from heaven. What did Jesus say to Saint Faustina? One night, Jesus showed her something she would never forget. She saw Jesus standing in a white garment. From his heart came two rays of light, one white, the other red. The white was like cleansing water. The red was like life-giving fire. Jesus said to her, "I want everyone to see this image and say with confidence, 'Jesus, I trust in you.'" He also asked for a celebration, a day when the whole world could draw near to his heart. He told him, "On that day, I will open wide the doors of my mercy, and no one will be left out." Who approved this beautiful feast? It wasn't easy. At first, some didn't believe. But God had already prepared a courageous heart. A Polish boy who grew up with Faustina's example and later became Pope, Saint John Paul II. He knew that voice well. And when he became the world's shepherd, he didn't hesitate. On the day he declared Faustina a saint, he said with strength and sweetness, "From now on, the second Sunday of Easter will be Mercy Sunday for the whole Church." And that day, the heavens opened up and a cascade of light began to pour down upon the world. The rays of Jesus' love. Look closely at that image. Jesus' hands aren't closed, they're open, and rays come out from his heart that touch the earth. One white, the other red. They're not decorative lights. They're living gifts. The white ray washes our souls. The red one reminds us that his blood saved us. They're like two invisible arms that wrap around us when we need it most. When you feel dirty inside, when you think you're worthless, look at that image. Jesus is saying, "Come, I cleanse you. I heal you. I don't reject you." What does Jesus want from us today? He doesn't ask for impossible things. Just one thing: trust. That even if you don't understand everything, you tell him, "Jesus, I trust in you." When you're afraid, "Jesus, I trust in you." When you make mistakes, "Jesus, I trust in you." When someone hurts you, "Jesus, I trust in you." He also wants you to show mercy to others, to forgive, to embrace, to help, to not stand idly by. His heart beats strongly when yours beats for love too. What happens if we trust in mercy? Do you know what happens? Miracles. The heart is untied. Tears are cleansed. The soul is filled with light. Jesus is not a serious-faced judge. He is a friend waiting with open arms. When you trust in him, everything becomes possible. The past no longer crushes you. The future is no longer frightening. And the present becomes a place of safety because Jesus is with you. And that's enough. Before continuing, stop for a moment and think. What is touching your heart most in this video? Write in the comments what you learned and add, Jesus, I trust in you with all my heart. If this video is helping you, I invite you to subscribe to continue receiving stories that nourish the soul. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share it with love. What comes next will transform you even more. Let's continue this journey of faith together. How to live Mercy Sunday as a family. This Sunday isn't for rushing out or doing a lot of things. It's for stopping, to look at the image of merciful Jesus, to say together, Jesus, I trust in you, to pray the chaplet, even if it's short, to hug mom, dad, and the children, and ask forgiveness if something hurt us, to say, let's begin again. And may the house be filled with light, like that closed room where Jesus appeared. That day, Jesus wants to enter your home too. Will you let him? Jesus, I trust in you. There are phrases that change lives. This is one, and not because it's magical, but because it opens the greatest heart in existence, Jesus's. When you say it, don't do it in a rush. Stop, breathe, and tell him like a child who throws himself into his father's arms. Jesus, I trust in you. That's enough. That opens heaven. That cleanses the guilt. That brings back a smile. Jesus is alive, and he loves you more than you can imagine. Today, his heart is open. Don't be left out. And if the desire has been born in your heart to know more deeply that little woman who listened to Jesus in silence, if you want to discover how a simple nun changed the spiritual destiny of the entire world simply by writing down what she heard in her soul, then you cannot miss the next video. The true, profound, and luminous story of Saint Faustina, the great messenger of divine mercy.